from Muscle Management Services. I have my friend Devon here today.
How you doing?
He's going to be my massage model. We're going to review some back techniques. So first we're going to do just a general intake. So Devon, tell us about your health history. Do you have any serious medical conditions?
No, not really. Just a couple aches and pains from playing basketball over the years.
Okay.
That's about it.
Do you have any herniated disc or bulging disc that you've had in the past?
Not really.
Okay. So it's important when you are going to give someone a back massage that you know what's been going on with their back. Massage is helpful even with those issues, but you still want to know what you're working with, because you can injure someone if they have had a spinal fusion or herniated or bulging disc. You don't want to agitate and aggravate that. And you would also want them to talk to their doctor beforehand if they had those issues, especially if you're doing this and you're just practicing home. So we're going to get Devon on the table and we're going to show you some back techniques. Hey guys, we're back with Devon on the table. I am first taking my massage lotion and spreading it all around his body. This first stroke is actually effleurage, and I'm going to label this movement as flat palm push and pull. So effleurage means long strokes that move around the lotion and warm up the muscles. So with the flat side of your palm, you make full contact with the body, and this is you push, you go lighter above the tailbone, and then the hip bones, you can feel that go a little lighter, and then you can push in and pull towards you. Push lighter towards the hip bone and then pull towards you. So this technique is the flat palm push and pull. And honestly, you can do this for 15 minutes and it will feel good. Just this basic stroke. You may not get any pain relieved, but you definitely get some relaxation out of the person you're massaging. How do you feel, Devon?
I feel great.
Feels good? Okay. So with this, I'm doing medium pressure. You can do, if you want to do a deep pressure with this same type of warm-up, you can use the flat side of your knuckles and hold your arms taut and do a push. And this is like a more of a deeper warm-up. How's that feel?
That feels good.
Lighten up when you hit the bone, push down into the hips, and then you can open your hands and pull. So you can go down, pull, you can go down, and then bring it back up and use your fingers, go down into the muscles along the side of the spine and pull up. Push and pull. We're focusing the deeper parts of the stroke up towards the heart. Remember, we're always going to avoid the spine. We're going to avoid the bony prominences on the scapula. And then, the spine comes all the way up. We're going to avoid going deep in the areas of the hip and the side of the hip bone. This next technique is called thumb spirals, or you can do thumb push. You can do them interchangeably. So you're using your thumbs in a circular motion along the side of the spine. So identify the spine. We're never massaging on the spine. We're going to do the spirals on each side of the spine, which hold our erector group muscles. You can do them with two hands. And you can do them all the way down. You can do it one hand and spiral down, and then spiral back towards the top. You can push, thumb push, in each direction. When I get to lower back, I like to do the push. It's a little bit more dense and the push sometimes can give a little bit more solid pressure. The spirals feel really good in between shoulder blades. Really short strokes work well in between the shoulder blades. And remember, we're always avoiding massaging on that bone and the scapula and the spine. So you're focusing on that area in between. You can see some of the blood coming up towards Devon's skin. We're increasing the blood flow with the friction of the massage. If the person you're massaging is ticklish, another way to perform the massage is from the side of the body. And when you start from the lower back, people who are ticklish tend to be less so. The thumb push is a better technique to start from the lower back with someone who's ticklish. If they're ticklish, the constant sensation from you moving your hands off and on the body will kind of help them to create more ticklish sensations. Focus on the thumb push, and it should help them to be less ticklish. This next technique is the hip push pull. So we're focusing on the glute and hip area. This is a really helpful for anyone with lower back pain, hamstring, or leg tightness. So you're going to identify the pelvic girdle, which is the bony part of the lower back, and goes all the way around. We're going to go below that, and you find the part where your femur, the leg muscle, attaches into the hip. We're going to go above that. So it's all the meaty area in between there. The glutes and hip muscles get a little bit more tender at the attachment site. So just remember, you're not doing any deeper than moderate pressure in the bony areas. You're going to go medium to light in these areas. And then when you get into the belly of the muscle, you can do your hip push, which is we're using the pads of our fingers, holding our hand and wrist straight and pushing into the glute. And then you can come on and do some circles, or you can just do a pull. How's that feel, Devon?
That feels good.
And you can do this motion. You can go in and do circles with the pads of your fingers. You can go in with your thumb following your fingertips and just try to get that relaxed in there. Hip push. You're pushing in, and you're more so putting your pressure in towards the muscle inside the body. And then when you're pulling up, you're pulling towards the middle of the body. Push, pull. This technique is called the glute inch push. This technique is called the glute inch push. I normally do this from the squatting position because I want to be on the same level as the hips, and my hands are going into the glute, basically facing the opposite side of his body, and that's the direction I'm pushing into. This can be intense. How's this feel?
That's cool.
Okay. So the reason why it's called the glute inch push, because I'm pushing in, but when I'm done that move, I go in by just a little bit and I keep pushing down. A lot of times you'll find very tender areas in the person you're massaging. You want them to communicate when it gets a little achy or intense. And this could be a sensation that someone has never felt before. So you definitely want to encourage communication. This technique really helps with lower back pain. I find when most people come in for lower back pain, a lot of times tight hips and glutes are the culprits. When you come to the lower area of the hips, this muscle here is called tensor fascia latae, or TFL. This is the muscle that controls the IT band. So if someone is also complaining about tight legs or knee pain, doing this glute inch push on the side of the hip can help to relieve some of that tightness. So go in and slowly and consistently go down into the glutes. The glute inch push. And then when you're done, effleurage. This technique is the lower back knead, and the reason I'm doing this is for all of you with lower back issues and it's really tight and stiff. You can actually feel the stiffness in there. You go in with your thumb spirals and thumb push, and if it's really tight, you can use 2 thumbs. Is this pressure too much? Okay. Remember to check pressure. Are you ticklish? Okay. You can also do it 2 hands along the spine. So this is a lower back knead. If your thumbs are getting tired, you can use your thumb guiding with your other hand also pushing down, avoiding the spine, avoiding getting too deep into the bony area of the pelvis and the lower back. Use thumbs. That's the lower back knead. This technique is called the horizontal knead, and we're going to be using the technique called hand position called duck and kissing duck. So you're going to be using either one duck with your hand moving, pushing pressure down like this, or 2 hands interchangeably. So will you use one duck closer to the base of the spine and a lighter, of course, because his bones are right here. And then when you're using both ducks towards the middle of the back, you're pushing down with a little bit deeper pressure. And you go all the way up with this horizontal knead. And then when you get to the top of the back towards the shoulders, you can go deeper. If you go past that towards the neck, you go a little bit lighter. So this kissing duck technique can be applied to almost every part of the body. And you're just using petrissage, so this kneading, this horizontal kneading technique. Technique is called the neck caress. And I like to do my neck massage from face up, but you can get some neck relief face down. It's the kissing duck, just in a smaller, more detailed motion. This I would use moderate pressure because you have the delicate vertebrae and spine right here that create the neck. When you get closer to the top, where you have the base of the skull, you can go a little lighter and do some small circles. And remember the attachment for traps muscles and a lot of your shoulder, neck supporting muscles attach into the skull right here. Go a little light in this area. It might be tender for some, and this can cause people headaches. I'm using my index and middle fingers because it's such a small space. It feels really good. You can do it from one side of the table and then flip and do it on the other side of the table. This next technique is called aggressive goose. One of my clients actually helped me come up with this. I wish I remembered his name. I was telling him about the kissing ducks, and this shoulder grab we're gonna call aggressive goose. It's a goose, and he's gonna take a nice hold upon the shoulder and pull. And this can really help to loosen up traps and you're pulling. So you're using some good strength and good control, because when you get here, you can go a little bit stronger. Make sure you're pushing down towards the shoulder and not in towards the neck. And when you're grabbing, just try to stay on the meaty part of traps and not go beyond that. If you're touching the collarbone in front, that means you've gone too far. Aggressive goose. When you're all finished your back massage, you want the person you're massaging to relax at the end and have an ah moment. And I call these finger caresses. It's a different way to touch the body. It's lighter, it's a lot less intentional, but you're confusing the body about what you're going to do next. A lot of the other stuff was repetitive and predictable. Now the mind is going to be so confused that it's going to give up and relax. And these are finger caresses. And then you can end your massage. Remember to like, share, and comment. Please let me know if you would like more videos like this so I can create more content for you. Thanks so much for watching.